Sanchez at fullback, and Emmanuel Crespo at running back. So you have a lot of weapons.
So a big task at hand for the Bayonne Bees, and of course John Rickard and his crew has many times been equal to the task, and a 2-5 record can be somewhat deceptive because this is a squad that lost 2 games, 1 game by 1 point and another game by 3 points, so it's been a tough luck season, but a coach really gets tested under adversity.
Yes, it does, John. Yes, the coach does get tested. The game against Dickinson, the last game out, unfortunate, a fumbled snap, which we've been seeing quite often, running for a touchdown. Bayonne played a good first half, but in the second half, Dickinson really took it to them, and that was the first time all year I think that Bayonne really got handled up front, maybe with the exception of the Union game. So they're looking to come out here and make something happen here tonight. And the people out there are going to say Bayonne's 2-5, and they're not really that good. They're capable of beating some good football teams, and they've got an opportunity here tonight to do it.
They certainly do. So one team state playoff hopes, another team 500 and some redemption. The captains are at midfield. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the opening kickoff. Teams are set for kickoff. Emerson will be kicking to Bayonne to get this contest started, and it is a good kick, and it will go all the way into the end zone on 1 bounce. That was Julio Ponce with the kickoff, and the Bees will start off 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. The wind was at the back and is at the back of the Emerson Bulldogs, and that kick helped out considerably by what really is the stiffest wind we've seen so far this year, Paul, but not nearly as cold as it could have been on the first weekend in November.
No, it's a pretty nice night. Certainly not inclement for Bayonne standards. But tomorrow night, John, I understand it might be a little cooler.
Let's take a look at the Bayonne offense. Quarterback is Darius Hill. The wideouts are Jesse Mays and Parker. Christopher and Salerno and Bulwith round out the rest of the so-called talent spots as they try it right up the middle. That's Salerno, the fullback, and he doesn't get anything at all. The offensive line, Arter, Saladin, Holinsky, and Freed. Chris, the right guard, and Brian is the right tackle. 2nd down and 9 yards to go for a 1st down. Defensively for Emerson. Well, we'll take a look at the Emerson defense in just a second. 2nd down and 9. The Bees from head to toe with white numbers. Emerson, of course, in the white with blue pants and blue numbers, white helmets with a blue E. A gain of 2 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down and 7. Darius Hill keeping it himself.
Second best dressed blue and white team in the county, John.
Looking pretty sharp out there under first-year head coach Ed Marinez. And now the Bees with a 3rd down and long situation. They are on the far sidelines again this week as they were against St. Peter's Prep. A heartbreaking loss. And talking about heartbreaking losses, it was Emerson who suffered a real tough defeat, 13-12 last week. Really delivered a crushing blow to their state playoff hopes.
Yeah, John, if Emerson does not make the state tournament, they're going to go back to that game against the Hun School as the reason why they may not be there.
And Hill on the option, 3rd down call, and he will be well shy of the 1st down. And he stopped at the 26, and that will force Bayonne to punt into a very stiff wind. So Emerson's defense is held on their 1st turn.
Well, fortunate for Emerson was the fact that Darius Hill starting at quarterback rather than Deval Cheatham. Disciplinary measure by the Bayonne Bees. We won't get into all the details, but Hill does start at quarterback, and that makes Emerson's task a little bit easier.
And we may see Mr. Cheatham before the night is over, and that's a good kick into the wind. And it's Ponce who is buried out of bounds. Bulwith with the hit right in front of the Emerson bench. Returns it to the 46-yard line, and Ponce gets up from the hit with all his marbles intact, it would seem, and Emerson will operate on offense, 1st and 10.
You will see 2 of the best linemen in the league, John, in the HCIA here tonight. Kurt Bulwith of Bayonne and Jonathan Rodriguez of Emerson.
Emerson traveling from right to left on your television screen. The Bees left to right. First possession of the game for Emerson. We are 2 minutes and 3 seconds into this contest. No score. John Hester along with Paul Giorgio, Jim Burton and his crew as Guido Sanchez gets the first nod of the game, and he picks up 1, maybe 2 yards on 1st down.
Sanchez has had a fine season, John. He's been banged up though the last few weeks. He and Crespo, the the number 4 back in the Delaware offense, were both banged up last week, missed half of the Hun game. Emerson was up 12-0 at the time, but couldn't pad that lead. And but hopefully they're healthy again here tonight for Eddie Marinas' squad.
2nd down and 8. The ball just a yard shy of midfield in a mishandled exchange. DeBrecke seemed like he got stuck on the bottom of this center. And DeBrecke had the presence of mind to fall on the ball at the 44-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd and 13.
Well, it's chilly. Even though we said it's not too bad, it still gets chilly and cold on that field here tonight. And maybe that's causing a problem for DeBrecke, but you don't normally see Emerson make mistakes like that. You can see it looked like he just pulled out early, John. Got a good bounce, though, off the miss. And then he was hogtied and corralled by Kachansky and company.
Really had nowhere to go, so on 3rd down, they will give it to Manny Crespo on the left side. Crespo breaks a tackle, and Crespo has a 1st down at the 40-yard line, picking up 15 yards on 3rd and 13.
Emerson, early in the season, did not get the sweep game going that well. Later in the season, I think it was really from the Lincoln game on, they really got that sweep game going. Crespo has breakaway speed. Will have a tough time running away from the Bayonne team speed. And a missed tackle there on the sideline did not help Bayonne's cause.
First down of the game, picked up by Emerson. They've moved into Bayonne territory now. DeBrecke wants to throw, looking downfield, has a man, and connecting down to the 8-yard line. He's able to hook up with Walfredo Suarez, a 32-yard gain, and it's 1st and goal to go for Emerson.
Well, it's the natural progression in the Delaware offense, John. You run sweep, then you run sweep pass. Mark DeBrecke is a very underrated quarterback, John. We saw him last year. Good fake, great setup behind his 2 guards. When you run that Delaware sweep pass, you don't want to roll too far outside. He pulled up in a very safe area behind the tackle box, gets his man.
And it was Parker who had a hard time staying step for step, and on 1st and goal, another good push from the line, a gain of about 5. And I think it was Sanchez who got the call. So good 1st down yardage on 1st down.
Tough part on that last play, John. The prior play, wasn't Christopher, it was Parker. Actually was in the area to make the play, but never turned back to the football. And that's why Emerson was able to make the completion with Suarez.
Johnny Najar also in the backfield, and it's Guido Sanchez up the middle for a touchdown. And Emerson is broken out on top by a score of 6-0.
Sanchez is a fullback, John, but he has very good cutting ability. He's almost like a 4-back in the fullback position. He runs hard. He's not a real big kid, but he makes very nice cuts, very nice little sidestep moves that gets him the extra creases. And it's good to see him healthy again.
54-yard touchdown drive by Emerson, 1st possession of the game, and they're on top 6-0, and it'll be Ponce off the hold of Orlando Perez, attempting to make it 7-0.
Sanchez only a junior.
As they get set, we have 7:44 remaining 1st quarter. Good snap and hold, and the straight ahead kick is good, and Emerson is out on top by a score of 7-0.
Well, that's what you want to do when you come on the road, John. Let's get another look at the touchdown play. It was just a straight isolation to the left, the fullback isolation. Sanchez was hit at the 2, but that excellent lower body strength gets him into the end zone, and a good lead block from his number 2 back, Raul Rodriguez, helped getting him in. And Emerson's the kind of team, John, that they get ahead. Last week they got ahead, and then they had some injuries and they couldn't sustain it. But earlier in the season they got ahead and they really went on some rolls. They really start to play very, very aggressively when they get up on you, and Bayonne's got to be wary of that. And again, don't forget the added motivation. They are looking to get a playoff bid.
So a 54-yard drive culminating with a 4-yard run by Guido Sanchez. Ponce kick is good, and it's 7-0. Want to let the fans know that at the conclusion of this contest, Paul and I will select the Pamlico Savings Bank players of the game, both offense and defense, for the Emerson Bulldogs and the Bayonne Bees, and they will be presented with a plaque courtesy of Pamlico Savings Bank, recognizing their achievement on this Football Friday in Bayonne. It'll be Ponce to kick again, as he did to start the contest. And we are only 4 minutes and 16 seconds into the game, and Emerson on top 7-0. And another good high kick. And it's mishandled by Parker at the 5. running behind Christopher, and Parker is taken down at the 19-yard line. Coming in to make the play was number 44, Adam Luna.
Luna, John, a good special teams player and an excellent linebacker for Emerson, another one of their unsung heroes. You can see the Emerson team is a well-coached team, John. They have a lot of experience. Lenny Antrona, the former head coach there, Kevin Carroll, who was one of the guys in line for the head coach position. He runs the defense. Vinny Sasso handles the secondary. They've got a very good staff there assembled. Charlie Roussel, Brian McMullen, and Dennis McMullen rounding out the squad.
Duval Cheatham is checked into the game, and he picks up 5 yards, making 6 on first down. Takes quite a wallop to the helmet and gets up somewhat slowly. And Duval, as we said, was expected to play in this game. Had a death in the family toward the latter part of the week, so not a surprise to see Duval in there as Darius Hill will now check in. And then that really allows other players to fall into their positions.
Yes, it does, John, as we get another look. There was a follow, actually. It was an option follow, and Cheatham getting behind a little bit of a crease, and Emerson very concerned with Duval Cheatham's running ability.
And Cheatham gives it to Joe Christopher, and that is immediately sniffed out by Luna.
Well, Emerson will do that to you, John. You'll give up a big play or 5 or 6 yard gain, and then they'll send their inside linebackers. Normally, Luna is the guy who comes, and 9 times out of 10, he's able to get through the gap and make a play or at least cause a disruption. One of the only teams that blitzes more than Emerson that I've seen is Union Hill. Union Hill blitzes you on every down, but Emerson does a good amount themselves.
3rd down and 5 yards to go for a first down. Hill goes in motion from left to right, and it will be the option again, and Cheatham with nowhere to go. Doesn't even make it to the 25-yard line. He needed to get near the 30, and Bayonne will have to punt yet again.
Well, John, my experience with Emerson is I think you have more success when you try to throw the football a little bit more. Maybe Rickard's trying to work that out where he's going to get himself a few series to get acclimated and then look to throw the ball. But this is a team that you have good success. Also, he is going into the win right now, so it makes it a little more difficult.
A high snap is handled by Hill, and he gets off a low line drive of a kick. And it's taken by Ponce, slips 2 tackles, now cuts back to the right, and Ponce dragged forward and hit down at the 42-yard line, but a good return. Phil Saladin ended up making the tackle, but not after a good return.
Good coverage by Bayonne. Looked like Jesse Mays was pushed from behind on that, but no call. So the Bees now have to come up with a defensive stop, and they've got to stop Emerson's inside game. The key to stopping Emerson, John, is if you can stop Sanchez inside, you can compensate a little bit better on the outside when Emerson looks to run outside, but you've got to stop that inside game first.
Najar, the wingback, 2 backs in the backfield, and it will be Crespo along the left side. Good push from the line, and Crespo tackled by Freed and gets help from Mays and Kuchansky, but he picks up 6 yards on first down.
Now, thus far, Emerson has got the sweep game going very well. They've got excellent guard play on this team, as I mentioned, Rodriguez, and his counterpart, Manuel Rivera. You watch Rodriguez pull out from the offside on this Delaware or buck sweep, whatever you want to call it, getting out in front, getting a piece of Mays, and on the near side, Rivera as well.
Sanchez into the heart of the defense, taken down at the 40, picks up another Emerson first down. It was Salerno and Kuchansky making the play.
Emerson also a bigger squad up front than Bayonne. I never realized it, John, until I went down on the field and got real close to the Bayonne team. They really are not a very small unit up front. Got some real tough kids. We know about Saladin, and of course Salerno is excellent, and Bulwith, but they are small in the middle.
1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Emerson on the march again. They scored on their first possession to make it 7-0, and Sanchez has another 5-yard gain on first down.
Well, that's Sanchez's best play, the cross block scheme. He runs behind the 4-back. Get another look at it. Let's see if they didn't fed that. It wasn't a cross block on that one. It was just a straight isolation. And the Bayonne defender actually helped cause that opening by pushing outside and not reading the run. Good play.
This time there is nothing doing. Sanchez doesn't even make it back to the original line of scrimmage. Sean Arter was there. Brian Holinsky, Jesse Mays. So a group of garnet jerseys waiting for that one.
Well, Emerson obviously in a 4-down situation here at the 26, and you know, they get a little bit closer. Don't discount the fact that Ponce can't hit one with this wind at his back. He is one of the better kickers in the county, and certainly I think he's got a 40-yard range in this wind.
And he's just outside that 40-yard range right now. Ball sitting at the 26-yard line. Emerson needs to make its way inside the 20 to pick up a first down. Debrecki to throw. Rolling to the right. Now looks downfield. And he looked like he had a man for a second. Mike Embrick on the coverage. Ball incomplete. And it'll be 4th and 6.
Well, that was the power pass that Emerson runs so well. Normally when you see that fly motion, when the number 2 back goes in motion to the power side, take a look at it. Fake. The 4-back blocks on the end. And then Sanchez takes the fake, and then he fills. And then the power back, or the fly back goes out into the flat. You get your wide out going deep. Good coverage by Bayonne.
And a chance now, Paul, for the Bayonne defense to wake up the rest of the squad if they can make a stand here. Maybe they can inject some life from that far sideline. Almost offsides, and it is. That will not be enough for a first down, but it turns a 4th and 6 into a 4th and 1.
Now, I got to figure there was a hard count on that play where Emerson came out and can't hear it from here, but that's what it seemed like. And Bayonne a little over anxious, so now they turn it into a 4th and a very makeable less than a yard.
Certainly makes the play calling duties a lot easier for the Emerson Bulldogs. And now, again, they need to get it just inside the 20-yard line. The ball inside the 21. Sanchez, he will not get it. Sanchez is stuffed. The defense stands tall. Jesse Mays was there, and of course Tony Freed, along with Kurt Bulwith.
It looked like Mays got there first, John. Obviously, they had him up on the line of scrimmage from his safety spot, and he fired through and made the first hit. Emerson obviously outnumbered there. Let's take a look at it. It was Mays flying in off the corner, and then Saladin getting there to finish it up. And that's what you got to do to Sanchez. You got to wrap up those legs.
So Tony Freed, he gets enough tackles as it is, so I don't need to give him any more. Cheatham with the reversal field. And finally corralled in the backfield. Big loss, Deval Cheatham. That play broke down awfully quick.
It's supposed to be a sprint out left. Emerson pursued so quickly, John, especially from the backside. That's where Cheatham got into trouble. Usually when you sprint out, you don't get caught from the backside, but that time Emerson got there so quickly. Luna creating some havoc. And that was the other linebacker, number 25, who I don't think is on our roster. You may have him on a change. Carlos Castillo. He's an outside backer who came in and got there to cut Cheatham off.
2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining first quarter. 7-0 Emerson on top. Cheatham mishandles the snap, and he will pay the price as he's pushed back inside the 10-yard line. Forward progress will probably give him the 12, but really forward progress, not the proper term to use in that situation.
Well, that's been a big Bayonne problem for really the last 5 games, John. Center exchange, snap with Cheatham. Let's take a look at it. Looked like the ball came flat. Didn't look like it was Cheatham's fault. It looked like it came flat and below his hands. And that's been a problem. Last week it cost Bayonne 6 points. Dickinson ran one of those in. Of course, you're not going to get that kind of bounce on the grass.
Dave Chiaffo was checked into the game for the Bees, so Sean Otter heads to the bench, and that's Tony Freed who is snapping the football. Salerno gets the carry on the 3rd down and long play, and it'll bring up 4th and long, another punting situation. So that's kind of strange. Sean Otter's in there, 1 series with Cheatham, no problems, and then the regular center comes back, and they continue to struggle.
Let's take a look at it again. Salerno, it looks like Rickard just trying to get out of the quarter so he can get the win for the second quarter. Not a bad idea right now.
Hill has done a heck of a job punting the football. Kachansky was there right away, as was Jesse Mays. Good coverage on the kick. Ponce had nowhere to go in that situation.
Took a lot of guts for Ponce to take that punt too, John. He's a reckless kid. Normally your kicker, you might think, he's the kind of guy not real aggressive. Well, Ponce is a football player. You saw him on that prior punt return the first time. He'll go out and get it done for you. And that takes a lot of guts with 5 guys in your face, but it gives your team good field position.
3 possessions for the Bayonne offense, 3 punts from Darius Hill, all good kicks into the wind. And the Bayonne defense will be put to the test again. Crespo right side, and he is yanked down by Kurt Bulwith, a loss of 3.
Good job by Bulwith. Reading the play very well on the sweep. Really never really got a block on him. The right guard did not get out to kick him out so that Crespo could turn up inside. You know, the Delaware sweep, John, really is not designed to go wide like that. It's really designed for the running back to make a read, and the onside guard is supposed to kick the end out and then turn up inside it if you can. That time, no one got to Bulwith, and he made the play.
40 seconds remaining, under 40 seconds now in the first quarter. Crespo goes in motion. It's Sanchez up the gut, and Sanchez fighting his way back across the original line of scrimmage. Gain of about 3, and he'll make it 3rd and 10, and that should be the final play of quarter number 1, unless Emerson tries to get the wind one more play.
That was the trap, off sweep action. Sanchez had a little bit of a crease, but not much. Even had our cameraman fake that a little bit. A team that runs that offense well, they'll fake everybody out. The team, the cameraman, the cheerleaders, the commentators.
And he's hit as he throws, incomplete. It was Tony Freed that was in there as well as Marion Reeves. And it'll bring up a 4th and long, and DeBrecke will stay in the punt.
Well, Bayonne certainly not being fooled by the Emerson play fake. And again, John, as I said, you get into a predictable situation, so you just pin the ears back and you come. Not a real good fake. Good pressure. A little bit of a holding going on there too, but when you're in that scrum, it's hard to tell.
Notice the lower angle. That's John Coots.
All right.
As Jim has switched gears with the replay, Coots doing a great job, and Jim mixing it up, giving us different views. The punt will die at the 21-yard line. And Bayonne will take over 1st and 10.
That's the kind of punt I was talking about before, John, that Emerson was trying and couldn't get it off. A low ball, kick it away from the defender so you don't get it up into the air. And, avoid the return. DeBrecke did a great job with that. You see Johnny Najar, the personal protector.
And it looked as though at the end of that play, Najar got a little extra from one of the Bs. No penalty on the play.
You see, I'm talking about the low ball. You see where he kicked it just a few feet off the ground. It's normally where a punter does not want the ball, but in this case, with the wind, it's what you want to do.
So it's Cheatham on 1st down. Cheatham keeps it. Cheatham. 1st down, and Deval Cheatham along the sideline, run out by Castillo. Big gain from Deval Cheatham down to the 44-yard line.
Well, Ed Moreno's greatest fears are coming to fruition here, John. Cheatham is beating him right now with the option game. And that was Emerson's biggest concern, and right now they're not getting it done.
Well, one team playing this game for pride, and another team playing for a playoff spot.
Good job by the dive back, too. Salerno, he took 2 defenders with him. When you're running good dive fakes like that, John, that makes that option go so much easier.
Again, the wind at the back of the Bees, and it's Salerno through a big hole. Salerno's got a 1st down, bounces it outside. Salerno down to the 20-yard line, and he is hogtied at the 6. Anthony Salerno, big gain.
Good running ability from Salerno. Nice cutback, something that we really haven't seen him do much of. Got into the open ground, and again, John, you see what happens. Team starts to overcompensate. Now they overcompensate to Cheatham. He gets a dive back. Salerno, just a sophomore.
Bayonne has come out here like a house on fire. 3 minutes gone by, 3rd quarter. After the big play from scrimmage, the start of the 3rd quarter, the Bees stiffened, put Emerson back in a 3rd and long, and then after the punt, 2 big gains, first Cheatham and then Salerno, and now it's Cheatham with room along the right side. Cheatham breaks 1 tackle but can't break the 2nd. He is twisted down at the 11-yard line.
Good run by Cheatham, John, but he did have the pitch back Hill. However, going with the safer play on 1st down, he keeps it and gets about 6, but Hill was really all alone, and Cheatham could have even thrown a block for him on that had he pitched the football. But 6 yards on 1st down, I guess I'll take that.
Not a bad down and distance situation to try to negotiate. They need to get to the 7-yard line in order to pick up a 1st down. The ball sits at about the 11. out of the I formation on a second down play. Long count by Cheatham. And he will give it, well, looks like he kept it himself, right behind Salerno.
There's a follow behind Salerno.
Salerno only a sophomore, 5'11", 205, and he has really come on here in really his first year.
It's really not an option. It's a quarterback follow. He follows the fullback off the fake. It played at Hudson Catholic, ran very well last year with John Wazlewski and Terrence Murphy.
Gain of 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 3. Need to get to the 7-yard line for the first down. We are clearly in 4-down territory with the big kicking game in disarray. They'll go out of the I again. And the pitch outside the hill. Stunner steps at the 10, and then he's pushed back to the 11.
Bulwith made a tremendous block on the corner. Actually, the outside backer. But some fill coming up from the secondary. And Hill cannot get any further.
The Bees, of course, will go for this. And Bulwith did get a heck of a block.
Yeah, it was on Sanchez, too.
And speaking of Bulwith, this might be a situation where we see Mr. Bulwith on a little drag pattern.
Not a bad choice, John. You got a good matchup back there with his height and size. The Bees taking a good time out here. You want to make sure everybody's on the right page. This is a crucial play at this point in the game. But Rickard has to be happy right now overall with his team's effort. After really not having a very good first quarter, they've pretty much dominated this game from the middle of the second quarter up to this point.
Take a look at Ed Marinas, and he has to figure out a play to stop a 4th and 3 situation. And I tell you, Paul, as you said, say what you want about this group of Bayonne Bees. 2-5, they've lost 2 heartbreaking games, one here at home against St. Peter's Prep and one on the road at North Bergen, a game they really dominated. But they're one heck of a resilient bunch, really relatively lifeless in the first quarter. They could have packed it in 2-5, playing a team that's playing for a state berth. But quite the opposite. They didn't pack it in, and now really attempting to seize control of this game.
Oh, they come to play every week, John. I don't think you'll ever see a Bayonne team lay down. Last week, I know that they were disappointed they got handled in the second half against Dickinson. That's going to happen sometimes. Dickinson's got tremendous athletes, too. Probably the best crew of athletes in the county as a group.
Well, a big 4th down play now. Quick call from Cheatham. Rolls out to his right. Breaks a tackle near the first down marker. And Deval Cheatham has the first down.
Very nice effort. They ran that boot that they ran before. Only this time it was a run all the way. A couple missed tackles in the secondary. And Cheatham's a guy you got to wrap up. Take a look at it. You see it was the same boot fake that they ran earlier. Only this time we weren't even looking past. Good lead block by Saladin, and Cheatham breaking a few tackles and getting a crucial first down for Bayonne.
And he's pretty strong too, because he had to fight for those extra yards.
6 foot, 185-pounder. Done a very nice job here to take away the miscues on the center snaps, and he's done one great job for this team.
There was another miscue.
Well, yeah, but Salerno came up with it.
Looks like Salerno really wanted that one.
Well, that's the VR option, John. It's going to happen sometimes. The quarterback has to make that decision to give it or keep it. Fullback's running through there like he's getting it all the time, and sometimes the quarterback keeps it a little bit too long. As you can see there, I think Cheatham was going to keep it, but Salerno said, no, let me have it.
I think it's a classic example of a young man wanting the football. That's actually a pretty good replay when you see that.
It's a very, very difficult offense to execute.
So it's 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. The Bees trail 7-6 with 5.5 to go. Snap is fumbled, and Cheatham picks up maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 2.
Well, John Rickard's stomach must just do somersaults every time he sees that. But thus far tonight, on the regular grass, Cheatham's been able to pick up for those miscues. That time it looked like the hands came out a little early from what I could see. But he's able to get it back and make a little bit out of nothing.
Now Rudy Rodriguez coming in from the right side collapsed the left side of Bayonne's line. 3rd and goal from the 3. Man goes in motion from right to left. Cheatham with a long count. It'll be an option to the right. Pitches it to Hill, and he's knocked down at the 4.
It's the Brecky, John, from the strong safety spot. That said, he makes big plays, and he did it again here. Very big play. Now Bayonne in the 4th and 4 yards. Watch the Brecky. He had started to go with the motion, then read the option, came up and came flying up, took away Hill's angle, cut him down.
Well, it'll be 4th and goal from the 4. Lost a yard, maybe 2 on the play. As the clock winks now with 4:10 to go, 3rd quarter. The Bees have had the ball virtually the entire quarter, bidding to take the lead. Back to pass goes Cheatham. Over the middle, he's got Bulwith. Touchdown!
Well, you called it a little early, John, but they got to it later on. Again, the boot fake. This time, a very good call. Getting the ball open. Emerson, I mean, you run the ball 15, 20 times, you're going to catch a team on play action, especially on a high school level. And somebody bit. Could have been DeBrecki. He's the strong safety. He may be assigned to Bulwith. Maybe we'll get another look at it. But good fake by Cheatham and a nice ball. Got it right there. Nice to have that big target, too, in the end zone.
Sure is, and Kurt Bulwith making it a point to catch those footballs this year. Had a hard time last year, even early on this year. But he has been catching everything in sight for the most part. And on the 2-point conversion, it's the reverse pitch for Parker. Didn't make it.
Option reverse, and again, John, Guido Sanchez staying home, not overcommitting. That's why he plays the weak side and does a great job and stops Bayonne from getting the point. But the Bees do have the lead.
And that's a pretty nifty play call, though, for a 2-point conversion work. But
it's a very good play. It's it's a play that you keep in your repertoire for when you need it, for when you need a big play. And Rickard, yelling, not really yelling at Alex Parker, but asking him what happened. What happened was Guido Sanchez made a great play.
Here's the touchdown, Paul.
Play action fake, and Bulwith wide open. And I'm not sure of the exact coverage they were in, but if the Brecky is the strong safety, he would have had Bulwith. So that's a good call because he's a very aggressive player. And that's the guy you want to go after on a play action, is the guy who comes flying up.
Is that a particularly difficult play to defend for a defense, or is it just a matter of not falling for the fake?
Well, it's a difficult play when the team has run the football so much. And they're so adept at running the ball. And when they're able to run the option as well, it makes it even tougher for your defensive backs to stay back and play pass. Now, on that play, normally your receiver or tight end will come out and step out like he's going to block and then just slip. We didn't see that portion of it, but it's executed well.
And it was Hill last time squibbed one to about the 30-yard line, as Paul said, not wanting a big return from Ponce. He does have the wind at his back. We'll see what he decides to do now. And kind of a middle version of the two, mishandled by Najar, and it's Ponce who gets it at the 25. And Ponce gets whacked at the 35, holds on to the football, and he's down at the 37. He got popped.
Certainly did. I think it was Kachansky who was in on that. Ponce comes hustling, very tough. These Emerson cats, one thing, John, I've been around Emerson football for a long time. I grew up in Union City until I was about 7, 8. My first games were Emerson and Union Hill games. These kids, year in and year out, every year, whether they're a good team or not, they're very, very physical and aggressive. And you see Ponce running with reckless abandon.
DeBrecki back to pass, looking downfield, and he's got a man at midfield, first down, and a lot more down to the 39-yard line. That was Jurley Echeverry on the reception.
The tight end, John, Echeverry, mostly known for his blocking. He's an excellent blocker. It's one of the reasons why Emerson's able to run their sweep game. You get a good cave block from him in most cases. He absolutely killed us in the Lincoln game. This time they get him out on the open. Good first down play.
It was Jimenez who finally pushed him out of bounds, but a big pass completion. The passing game had been dead since early on in the first quarter. First big hookup since then, and Sanchez up the middle. A lot of red jerseys are there, gain of 3.
Now the Bees are really bringing it on defense now. They're whacking Sanchez like they haven't hit him before. But that first down play is a big play, John, because it gives you some breathing room, gives you some field position to work with. Again, just a trap. Only this time, the nose guard, tackle Salerno, was able to get through. But check, that wasn't Salerno. That was Arter.
Sean Arter doing the job filling in for Terrence Glover, and nothing doing for Sanchez. Anthony Salerno was there almost immediately. A loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be third and relatively long.
Well, Bayonne has slowly seized the battle up front away from Emerson. Early in the game, it was all Emerson, and right now, Bayonne has taken it away. And they are now the dominant force on the defensive line. And Anthony Salerno, who we've seen him do so many good things, John. You know, he gets kind of overshadowed by Bulwith, but this kid's just a sophomore. He's going to have a lot of good games left in him.
Sure is. 2 more years to go. Back the pass goes to Brecky, rolling to his right. Kachansky gives chase, lofts one over the middle, and off the hands of the intended receiver, Emmanuel Crespo, and it will be 4th and 8.
Well, Brecky trying to get it over a defender, but when you put the ball up in the air like that, you're putting your receiver in a lot of danger. Crespo went after it strong, but a good finish coming up there. I don't think, maybe it was, I'm not sure if it was Mays or Parker, let's see. Chansky was coming off from the outside. Saladin got doubled, so he wasn't getting there. Bulwith was caught inside, and well, really nobody really hit him. Mays had a piece of him.
And it's running game, Paul. Even though they were able to run it up the middle, you might think they're pushing them around, but it's really a running game of deception more than anything else.
Sure, any good Delaware running game is.
4th and 8. Back the pass goes to Brecky. 3-step drop. Looks for a man downfield, and it's almost intercepted, broken up nicely. Let's see who that was. It was Alex no, that's Mike Embrick making the play. Pass intended for Perez. First down, Bees.
Mike, I believe, is a fill-in starter here tonight.
That is correct.
Come up making a nice play. Sometimes you give a new guy a chance. He makes plays for you. That's how you win a spot. Good pressure from Bulwith, getting the big hands up. And the ball really was close to being there. But Emmerich had good coverage. Emerson trying to go to one of their go-to guys, Perez, but no avail, and the Bees have the football back, and they still have the wind.
They have the wind and the lead for the first time this evening. 2:43 to go, third quarter. 12-7 Bees on top. And Cheatham behind Salerno. Cheatham right up the middle. First down, Deval Cheatham.
Well, right now it's all Bayonne to the right. They're chewing Emerson up on their defensive left with just really the same stuff. Dive option, dive follow. Salerno doing a lot across the right side of the line. Bulwith, Saladin and company, Freed. This is the best we've seen the Bees play in a few weeks, John.
Really tenderizing this defense. Could be setting them up for a big play in the near future. And it's Hill, right side. Hill bounces it back inside. And Hill is stood up at the 47-yard line, but he picks up 5 yards.
Again, behind Salerno. Creates a little extra crease for you. It's like having another lineman. That was a power again to the outside. Off tackle. And Hill getting a good first down gain. Good push from the Bayonne line. Starting to dominate on that right side.
A 5-yard gain on first down. Eric Nevitz swung out to the far side. And it's Salerno, and he's wrapped up immediately. 4 white jerseys are there. Castillo jumped in on the pile late. It was number 51, Manuel Rivera, who made the initial hit.
Well, the Bees figuring they'll try the left once here, and to no avail. That's the side that Jonathan Rodriguez is on. He's a tough guy to move out of there from that right tackle spot. You can see getting good separation. Rodriguez got some penetration and allowed DeBrecki to come up to make the hit.
Maybe got half a yard. 3rd and 5. Under a minute remaining, third quarter. Now Nevith swung out to the far, to the near side. And that play never got a chance to develop. Cheatham is sacked at midfield. And it will be 4th and long.
Now Emerson coming with the inside backer. Carlos Castillo. Hill can put it in the corner again.
Emerson doesn't look like they got their players off the field in time. There is no flag. And the punt, rather effective. It's a 32-yard punt, goes out of bounds at the 18-yard line, no return.
Well, that time Hill going to the short side and getting it out of bounds. Very effective. I mean, you don't see too many high school punters who can put the ball where they want it. Hill has done a great job here tonight working the corners.
And now we have to give Emerson's defense credit. It seemed as though Bayonne was ready to really put the hammer down in this one. Picked up a first down on their first play from scrimmage on that drive, and then Emerson stiffened.
Very, very scrappy team, a very hungry team, a team that has not been to the state tournament in quite some time, since the 80s.
We may be in for a wild finish, and we're not there yet. 18 seconds to go, third quarter. Sanchez stood up, big red wall. It'll be a loss of 3, and we couldn't really see who it was who made the play. Looks like Dave Chiappo might have made the play.
It looks like Bayonne is, from here, taking another look at it, but it looks like they're slanting. Let's see. They are. Bayonne is slanting to the back set, John, is what they're doing, because Emerson has run so many crosses and ISOs to the back set. So Bayonne now employing a slant technique. It's a great technique. The only thing they got to watch now is that they don't come back with a trap or a sweep the other way. So Coach Venezia with a nice adjustment at the half.
Tommy Kuchansky was also there. We are 3/4 of the way home here at the Don. Bayonne has seized the lead, trying to hang on. After 3/4 of play, it's Bayonne 12 and Emerson 7. Fourth quarter just seconds away. Bayonne on top by a score of 12-7. And Emerson will now be operating with the benefit of a stiff breeze at their back. Down by 5. They scored on their first possession of the game. They've been shut out since. And it's Ponce who gets the carry. And Ponce across the 20 to the 23-yard line. And Ponce, a guy we only saw on special teams, Paul, but Marina is realizing he's got a night going, so let's get him the ball.
Yes, he does. He's been playing very well tonight. Also, Emerson going to a straight T set, double tight end, which makes it a little bit tougher for your defense to run their slants and stunts, because it balances out your offense, and there's really no strong or weak side.
Third down and 5. They need to get to the 28-yard line, and it's Sanchez who gets the first down. Guido Sanchez forced out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
Well, Emerson appearing now to have a little bit of a revitalization here in the fourth quarter early. However, they do have a lot of real estate to travel here. Crespo really has not been a factor. Emerson's Bayonne's taken him out of the game. So I think it's going to be Sanchez and maybe Ponce. And of course, Emerson has the win now too in the fourth quarter, so you might look for DeBrecki to throw the ball here on early downs.
You get the idea that these two teams are very evenly matched.
No question. Very, very even.
Emerson dominated first.
Very good in your analysis.
The master of the obvious, but it's my job. And it is Najar who is whacked by Freed at the 40. Johnny Najar, however, continues forward to the 41.
Johnny Najar is the kind of player, John, he'll just run upfield for you. He's not exceptionally fast. He's not very big, but he will just get upfield. That's all he just gets your yardage.
So it's second down and 5 yards to go for a first down. With a minute 15 gone by here in the fourth quarter. At the conclusion of this contest, Paul and I will award the Powerpost Savings Bank players of the game, both offense and defense, for each team. Big hit inside by Mays. Pyle moves forward across the first down marker. Emerson picks up another first down at the 47.
Notice, John, how quick Emerson is off the football. It's one of the things that makes them such a special team. They come off together very quick. Marinas has done a great job of honing this team into a good Delaware offense.
2 first downs on this drive. Started at the 18-yard line, and it moved it now out to the 47. Early stages, fourth quarter, and it's Sanchez right up the gut.
not just put an arm on him, John. He is going to break a tackle that is. If you don't wrap him up, he's gonna run rampant. And they're getting 9, 10 yards a pop here on these traps.
Just shy of a first down by about a half a yard. And
great throwing down.
Sure is. Gives Martinez a lot of options. Even if he were to put it in the air and not complete a pass, it would still be 3rd and short. Instead, he elects to give it to Sanchez, and Marion Reeves will tackle him down. Bad sign for the Bees, however. The pile now moving backward.
Nice job by Salerno. He came through, caused a disruption, but not enough fill from Bayonne. And Emerson with another first down.
Moving the chains 3 times on this possession. 2.5 gone by, 4th quarter, 12-7. Bayonne on top, looking to improve to 3-5. Emerson looking to improve to 5-3 and keep their state playoff hopes alive. Bayonne playing for pride and showing that they're a very proud club to this point. Emerson moving the ball on them, however. Debrecki now with the customary full house backfield, and he's going to give it to Ponce. And Ponce keeps those legs churning to the 33-yard line.
Well, that's the best sweep that Emerson has run in quite a while, and Ponce has given them a lot on their outside game.
Clock winding. We had a very quick first half. Not as quick a 3rd quarter, but 4th quarter has been breezing along here as we get closer and closer to crunch time. With 3.5 gone by, 4th quarter, 12-7. Emerson trails by 5 at Sanchez right side. Phil Saladin was there to make the stop at the 30, and it'll make it 3rd and a long 1.
Again, Emerson employing the straight T, double tight set. That might recall memories of Pep Novotny. Pep's offense. That was exclusively his offense for like 30 years, but of course Pep passing away last year. And Roosevelt Stadium being named after Pep. Just like this stadium right here being named after Don Aher.
3rd down and a long 1. And it's Sanchez. Sanchez has the first down. He's hit hard, but not until he picks up the first down. 2 yards was all he needed, and he got them. And this is shaping up to be one heck of a drive by the Bulldogs.
Absolutely, and you know the failure on conversions again could come back to haunt the Bees here.
Emerson moves out to the line of scrimmage. You can see in your picture, Bayonne with all their men up. They're going to throw it downfield, intended for Walfredo Suarez, and there's a flag on the play.
Flag went down late, but I believe it was a good call, John. Again, Parker not turning back into the football. It's the same play that Emerson ran at the beginning of the game for a big gain. The power pass left or belly pass left. And Parker, again, if he turns back to the ball, John, could possibly make a play on it. Instead, he stays in the face and gets a pass interference penalty as we'll get another look at it.
Oh, there's no one here, Fred. Let's go home. Wait a minute. Hey, you!
Putting it out there, and Parker getting the hands in.
And it's a 15-yard penalty. It's not a point of or a spot foul. It's a 15-yarder, so it's a first down from the 13-yard line. Bayonne now backed up near the shadow of their own goal. I really don't know what they're going to do next.
They got procedure.
And it was Sanchez who goes right up the middle for the touchdown, but that play will be coming back.
Yes, it will. The left halfback in that set
Ponce.
started a little bit early, started to lean, and he got caught. Martinez knew it right away. He's telling his quarterback. I think there was a problem with the cadence because he's yelling at Debrecki, and maybe he's really yelling at Debrecki. Maybe the cadence was a little bit off. Sometimes when your quarterback changes his cadence, he forces people to go offside or to move illegally.
So 6 points come off the board for Emerson. Ponce, as Paul said, just a touch early. And that one is in plain view, and the referee rarely will ever miss a play like that. Orlando Perez swung out to the far side, and they will go back to the go-to guy, Mr. Sanchez. Makes his way near the 15.
Same play.
Emerson may not see the football too many more times after this, if at all, with the way the game's been moving.
Well, it's 2nd and 12, so they really need to pop off another 5 or 6 yards to be in pretty good shape here.
And they give it to Ponce. Ponce bouncing down to the 7.
He made a great cut inside, John. That's what we talked about, the Delaware sweep. Not always designed to go, not really designed at all to go outside. It's really designed to go inside the end of the outside linebacker with that kick-out block. And he made a very nice cut. He's had done a great job here tonight. This kid's really come on.
Well, this game got off to a relatively slow start, but it is really beginning to pick up in the drama department. And now we have an official's timeout.
A little sideline control. They want to make sure that the Bulldog coaching staff stays down inside the 25-yard line. Yeah, got your athletic director as one of your coaches. That's got to help a little bit. Annie and Trona.
Big play coming up, 3rd and 4. They need to get the ball inside the 4-yard line of the Bees. And DeBrecke, the senior, very heads-up play, calling timeout, seeing something that he didn't like and realizing that one of the very crucial plays that is going to take place in this game, Emerson's first timeout in the second half. They have 2 remaining, as does Bayonne.
There's a problem in the set. Ponce, who hasn't played that much offense all year, was probably in the wrong set, and DeBrecke took the timeout. And again, John, as you said, a good timeout because you want to be on the same page here. Crucial situation. So what are your choices here? Well, you're obviously in 4-down territory. Sanchez is your best ball carrier, but Ponce's done a great job here tonight, and Najar's no slouch. You've got 3 guys that can run the football for you, so Bayonne has a very tough task. I can tell you one thing. They're probably not going to run Bulwith side. I can almost guarantee that.
Well, Paul, we want to remind fans that we are winding down the high school football season, including this telecast. We have 3 telecasts remaining. Marist and the mighty Hoboken Red Wings on Saturday night, and those games will probably run about the same time, being a Friday and Saturday game. And then the big one, the 35th meeting between the Bayonne Bees and the Marist Royal Knights for the 2nd straight year, back on Thanksgiving, where it belongs. And Vin Zakarowski, the athletic director of the Marist Royal Knights, selling T-shirts reflecting the occasion, and we will probably have a shot of that tomorrow night at the Marist game, but we want everybody to know that's going to be a good one. 3rd and 4, Sanchez, spin move, and he's got the first down. It looks like we're very close.
Yeah, excellent extra effort. Sanchez, he's not a big kid. He'll give you everything he's got. He was hit just past the line of scrimmage and spun in, and he is very close.
Very difficult to tell from this vantage point whether or not he has the first down, and we will have a big measurement coming up. And it looks like he has it. Well, you know what? It looks like it's going to be real close, obviously, but it looks like he's going to have it by maybe the nose of the football. What do you say?
I'm trying to, I missed the mark, or the ball marker moved, so.
I think he's going to have it by a nose.
I think you're right. Yep. Wait, you're not.
Right, that's as close as it gets.
You gotta make a call. Yeah, they got it. They just got it. Well, they had another down to play with as well, so. Emerson has certainly had a very effective drive here. Of course, the penalty was big too, the pass interference.
1st and goal from the 3. Emerson trailing by 5. Bouncing outside. Sanchez breaks one tackle, puts the ball on the floor, and it's no fumble. As he reached out for the goal line, he lost control of the football, but I would assume that his knee was ruled down already.
He Talk about getting something out of nothing, John. I mean, Sanchez, watch this. He gets nailed in the backfield once. Fights through that one. Watch his legs. Never stops moving his legs. Sidesteps that one. Gets hit again and really collapses the tackler. And then loses the football, but they rule him down.
Under 5 minutes remaining. 2nd and goal from just outside the 1 yard line. Quarterback sneak to Brecky, and he's got a touchdown.
We talked about that guard-to-guard push, John, and Emerson just obliterating Bayonne in the middle. That's their strength, from guard to guard. You've got from guard to guard the Delaware offense. You've got some good things going there with Sam Alvarado, Manny Rivera, and Jonathan Rodriguez. And there's a lot of people out here, John, and I kind of agree. I haven't seen everybody on a week-out basis, but this is one of the best offensive lines in the county, and they're proving it right now.
And Emerson will go for 2, figuring that a 3-point lead and the 1-point lead are virtually the same, but also not realizing that Bayonne probably can't kick a field goal. And DeBrecki rolling out to his right, being chased by Bulwith, has a man wide open in the back of the end zone. 2 points. It was Suarez who made the catch, and it's 15-12 Emerson.
Great job by the Emerson Bulldogs, playing in a desperation state as far as the state playoffs. A big drive, but they've still got to protect the clock now for 5 minutes. Let's look at it again. It was the belly pass, which we had seen. Well, that's the touchdown. You see Mark DeBrecki. Look at that push up front. You can see their tackles really getting stalemated, but it's their people from guard to guard who are getting it done. I don't think I'll be going out on a limb to say that Jonathan Rodriguez is going to be the lineman of the year in the American Conference. So I have no question about that. You see Coach Marinas, the first-year head coach at Emerson, a man who's certainly paid his dues in Union City over the years. Got some big games left, though, if he gets into the state tournament. And then, of course, that annual Thanksgiving Day battle with crosstown rival Union Hill. There is no love lost between those teams or those coaching staffs, I can tell you that.
That should be a hotly contested game. We have 4 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in this contest. Regulation, if you will. It's 15-12 in favor of Emerson. And the Bees will attempt to do what neither team has been able to do, and that is score going into the wind. All 15 of Emerson's points and all 12 of Bayonne's points have come from right to left with the wind at their back. Duval Cheatham and the boys have to see how much fight they have left in them. Ponce unloads one, and Mays makes the catch, breaks the plane of the goal, and that will be a touchback.
Yes, it will. Mays did all he could. You know what, John? It may have worked out for him because Emerson is coming down real hard. Ponce's done a lot of good things for Emerson tonight.
Four minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in the contest. Bayonne down by 3, 15-12. Again, at the end of this game, we will be awarding the Powerpost Savings Bank Players of the Game, offense and defense for both Emerson and Bayonne. A thank you to Powerpost Savings Bank, and I'll tell you what, we have a good one here. Coming down to crunch time, Cheatham. And Cheatham breaks one tackle, can't break the second. No gain on the play.
Well, Emerson reading that veer fake well and stuffing Cheatham at the line of scrimmage. Not a good first down play for the Bayonne Bees here at this point. Emerson has really stepped up a notch in the fourth quarter.
4:20 remaining. Bayonne will take on an opponent, of course, that is unknown at this point in the playoff consolation round. Emerson hoping to be part of the playoff proceedings. Pitch outside the hill. He has a little bit of room, head of steam at the 22. And for some reason hesitated when he got out to the flat, and he gained about 3.
Well, one reason was because Emmanuel Crespo came flying up from his corner spot to make the play. You got to figure, John, Hill just a sophomore of the three of Cheatham, Salerno, and Hill. I got to figure that Emerson is probably happiest when Hill is getting the football.
Big 3rd down and 6 play with 3.5 to go. Not much time left in this one. Duval Cheatham, the junior. Need a big play out of him. Rolling to his left. Wants to throw, and he's got a man at the 27, and it's Parker for a first down.
Good job, sprint out. Nice job by Cheatham. He waited until Parker broke clear. Got him the football in the flat. Nice safe pass. Get you a first down. Get the clock stopped.
Emerson hanging on for dear life now, wanting a shot at the state playoffs. They'll need a lot of help in order to get in. But the one thing they need to ensure even a little chance is to win tonight.
No question. And, if you would have asked Ed Marinas 3 weeks ago if he thought this team would be 4-3 and possibly 4-4 going into this week, he would have told you no way. But
Serlano fumbled, and Emerson has the football.
Good hit in there, too. Didn't have a look to see who made that hit. Normally it's in the area of Adam Luna. It's normally where he plays. Couldn't really tell though. Maybe we'll get another look.
Turnover number 1 by Bayonne on the evening, so the turnover department is even. And Bayonne now really in a hole with 3:13 to go, and they have 2 timeouts remaining. It's Castillo.
It's Castillo. And he got his own, made the hit and got the fumble.
That play stopped right away, and Marinas wants the extra to stop, and it seems as though they've been able to separate the players. Bayonne will be grabbing at the football now, looking to force a turnover to get the ball back.
Well, unfortunately, I think the Bees had a little something going there, but that's a forced error. That was a great hit by Castillo. Got to give him credit. I said, Emerson, crappy kids. They come to hit you. They're not very big. They got a couple good-sized guys, but nobody that's extremely huge except for Rodriguez. I'm giving them a lot of credit. They've been on a downslide, and they've come on really strong here in this game tonight.
They want to bleed that 25-second clock down to the bare necessity, and let's see what we have. Emerson is signaling that the penalty is against Bayonne. Bayonne, of course, signaling the penalty is against Emerson. And it is.
Doesn't matter. It's the guy who just made the call that really matters, and he says it's on the Bulldogs.
Well, that'll stop the clock with 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining.
A good look at the Emerson coaching staff, Ed Marinas.
2nd down and 12. Sanchez inside, spinning in the middle of the field to the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5.
John, usually when you talk about a good running back, you talk about somebody with great vision. And normally when you talk about somebody with great vision, you talk about your tailback or in Delaware, your foreback. Well, this is a case where you got a fullback who's got great vision. This kid's got great cutback ability, sidesteps tackles, sees the field. And, those are things that you can't teach. That's pretty much God-given. You can tell him where some of the openings might be, but he's got to see them. And all the good backs have that. This kid is right up there in the American Conference with the best. If I had to pick 3 of the after Terrell Dortch, of course I might be a little biased, but I had to figure Rashawn Rowan is right up there, and then this kid right here. It'd be my 3 backs in the American Conference.
All right, Paul, I have to ask you a question, and this might be a stupid question. If it is, I apologize. On that 2nd down play, the clock was running.
Mm-hmm.
They bled the 25-second clock down to about 2 or 3 seconds. False start on Emerson.
Right.
They march it back 5 yards,
Right.
and they start the 25-second clock and the game clock up again. What's to prevent a team from just repeating a false start after false start? Because if they start the clock after the penalty, you'd never have to run a play.
Well, no, I think now they can't start the clock again until the play starts.
Right, but that's after the timeout. Recall the false start. When they spotted the ball after 5 yards, they wound the clock. There was 2:20 left, and they were able to run it down.
You know what? That's a good question.
Big 3rd down play. Sanchez, and he will not have the first down. He's short by about 2.
Can't answer that one. I would think logically that that would force Bayonne to use a timeout, I guess, if that were the case. But the other thing is you don't want to keep putting your kids into a 3rd and 20 hole, too, because there is 2 minutes left. So even if you run down 25, You mean telling your kids to go offside on purpose?
Which say, yeah, say if you have a false, just the theory of the clock starting after the penalty,
Something that a coach.
that might be a little
Something that
glitch.
coach isn't going to work on either. You know. It's,
No, I understand that. I'm saying that it doesn't seem. I always thought that after a penalty on the offense, that the clock was stopped. And the same thing would probably apply if you needed some extra time. You could take a penalty on purpose. Oh, maybe we can clear that up and talk about it on Sports Corner.
sure.
But again, with 2:20 left, clock was winding down. They bled the 25-second clock down. False start.
Right.
They mark it back 5 yards, and they start the 25-second and the game clock again.
Right.
Who's to say you can't have 4 consecutive penalties where you run off
Right.
20 seconds,
I know
false
what you're
start?
saying.
Yeah,
I know
so
what
it's
you're saying, but it's not. You know, there's a lot of things to work on in the high school practice, John. You know.
No, I
It's not like
understand.
you run on double sessions all day.
no. I'm not saying that they should do it. I'm just saying that if they,
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like a flaw in the rules practically.
Right.
And this is actually, not going out on a limb here to say this is the play of the game.
no
First
question.
down, it's over.
This is it. Bayonne's going to have to sell out right here.
Fourth down and a little
Go
bit
with that
more.
Sneak again.
More than a yard. Minute 50 to go. They're going to try Sanchez. Bounces it outside. Bulwith makes the tackle, but he's got the first down.
Well, that's a good call, John. I'll tell you why. They've been avoiding Kurt Bulwith almost all night since the first quarter. This time they went at him as an element of surprise. He made the play, but Sanchez had enough to get the first down and didn't get in the inside fill either. Good call by Emerson.
And it's shaping up to be another gut-wrenching loss for Bayonne, and they seem to have cornered the market on tough losses.
No question, John. Been a very hard luck team. You know, what can you say? Well, we've said just about all there is to say. But you can still save some face if you come back and win your last 2 games. You know, you like to finish the season with a couple victories, and they can certainly do that. They're going to get a state consolation game. Don't really know who the opponent might be, like a Patterson East Side, which is a team that I'm sure Bayonne could certainly beat. Although they had an outstanding quarterback in DeQuan Harris. And then the Thanksgiving Day game, you know, hey, teams have predicated a whole season on a Thanksgiving Day game, so still a lot of big football left for Bayonne.
DeBrecke takes a knee, clock winding with 40 seconds left. They'll only need to kneel on it one more time in order to run out the clock, and you see senior Mark DeBrecke. Gotta feel awful good about what has taken place, and we have to pick our Panama Post Savings Bank players of the game, and I guess it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to say that Guido Sanchez would be the offensive player of the game, or Emerson.
Yeah. I'm going to give you that one. I'd give Rodriguez my vote, but that's okay. Only because he's so outstanding, but I think Sanchez is a good choice.
And that knee will be the final snap of the game. You see a jubilant Emerson sideline, a program that won but one game last year. And as the clock runs out, a celebration on the near sideline. The men in white and blue are still alive in the state playoff picture. They need a little bit of help, but no matter what happens, Paul, this is a group. Charlie Roussel, assistant coach, all these guys, Ed Martinez, Kevin Carroll, Vinny Sasso, Brian McMullen.
Who's Charlie Roussel? Do I know him?
Yeah. This is a big story.
Yes, it is, John. It's a great turnaround, but you know, it started 3 years ago with the freshman program. Emerson, I believe they tied for the conference title once, lost by a game to Hoboken once on a freshman level. And this doesn't happen overnight. You know, it gets instilled. And then you bring along a guy like Martinez, who does such a great job this year. Really, he was the cement that brought all this talent together. And the result is a 5-3 team that is on the verge of a state playoff bid, although they're going to need a lot of help.
And you take a look at head coach John Rickard along with defensive coordinator Chris Venezia and special teams coach Tom Kachansky. And John Rickard has to be incredibly proud of his kids. This is a game that a lot of people thought they couldn't win. I know, from the indications we were getting, that not that they couldn't win, but they certainly were a decided underdog. Throw into that the fact that Terrence Glover was not available, who's their best player on defense. Maybe Tony Freed's a little bit better, but both sides of the ball, he's their best player. and a great effort. They come out a little bit sloppy, trail 7-0. They fight back, and even till the very end, they were in this football game, and all they really had to play for was pride. They showed themselves to be a very proud group.
No question, John. You know, that's something we didn't talk about all night either. You know, the loss of Terrence Glover. Certainly a great player and could have made a difference here tonight, but you have to play with the cards with which you're dealt. And you know, Emerson was the better team here tonight with the players on the field, and they proved it in the end. They lost it in the middle quarters. Bayonne seized the game away, but and they got it back. And that